books.
What the?
It's trying to break loose. Help!
It has awakened. What does it want?
Who are you?
We are books, so,
Yes, books. That is the word.
And you're alive?
That is none of your business.
What happened? I found the library and I heard noises. I guess that was probably you.
the book is more powerful than the thingy. What's it called again?
You know, for writing.
Right. The book is mightier than the thingy.
Okay.
Book
sure.
is mightier than the thingy. I can attest to that.
Would you mind letting me get up? It's pretty uncomfortable here.
Haha, never.
But at some point you'll have to let me get up.
Is that possible?
What?
That we, sooner or later, have to let him get up?
No idea.
The answer to your question is,
Okay. Okay, I'll just lie here for now.
Ha, exactly. Like,
So, the missing library's your home?
it, isn't missing.
It was here the whole time.
Well, for the rest of us out there, it wasn't there.
Out there?
You know, in the school.
Shoe? You know anything about them?
You wear them on your feet.
So you mean your feet thought the thing here had disappeared?
I'm quite confused.
I'm not being funny, but you seem to be pretty confused to me.
Confused? Ha! We are, we're books. We know everything.
All right then. So come on, tell me. What type of books are you?
Me? Well, I'm a big, philosophy book. And my comrade here is, thingy.
I am you write words in it and explain them.
Dictionary.
Yeah, a written word explanation book.
There's something pretty weird here. How about we try and figure out what's going on here? What do you reckon?
You can't trust it.
We don't know what it is.
It is not a book.
I say we throw it out the window so that its leaves are scattered to the four winds.
I think you're right. It has its own thoughts, and that is not a good thing. I think.
Well, I think you're getting a little bit carried away with yourselves.
Careful!
It's tearing itself loose.
It's coming right for us.
What a monster!
Look, you, I won't hurt you, but something really weird is going on here, and I am not going to let you throw me out the window.
Make it go away. We don't like it.
We know it not. It scares us.
Nasty hobbit!
Nasty hobbit.
I wonder if the books were always alive, or were they brought to life because of this place? And shouldn't books be terribly wise creatures? Why are the ones here so simple-minded?
So you can take a book.
That's strange. The writing is very pale and fuzzy. It's almost as if... I have to get used to these living books.
You mean it's almost as if...
I think the library goes even further up there. One can hardly see anything because it's so dark, and I don't see a ladder or a stairway that would lead up there. If the librarian wasn't some sort of monkey, I mean an ape, I don't know how he'd get up there.
That's a reference. We know that reference. That's a Discworld reference.
This wall, this arch, it looks like a door belongs here, but there's only a wall. It's almost as if this room was hiding from the world. Or was it forgotten? This wall,
Okay. There's a note. Note.
a note. This is a spell. I think it's even... Yes! The fire spell! The most important spell of all to a mage! I finally have it!
Convenient how it's in the library. Being the most
Not sure
important
this desk was
spell.
meant for students. It might have belonged to the librarian. Looking at the tools, a large part of the work must have been the care and repair of books.
Whoa! Close up of the desk.
Oh, this book is in worse than poor condition. The glue has given up the ghost and now several pages are missing. Here's one of the pages. I'll take it with me.
Yoink!
If I could repair the book, that might convince the other books that I mean them no harm. I would have to sew the missing pages together and then glue them to the book spine.
Dum-de-doodle-oo.
Huh? Do you know anything about book repair?
I know everything.
You have to sew the pages together, right? A few at a time.
Correct. The so-called quires.
And these quires are then glued to the book?
Correct. For which
Okay,
you
Austin.
need wheat starch paste.
I don't have any of that.
Alternatively, alchemically manufactured adhesives or some natural products, such as troll snot, can be used.
Ew.
Troll snot?
Correct. Troll snot forms the basis of many industrial adhesives.
Thank you for this valuable and somewhat disgusting information. Cheers.
In this world, do not eat industrial adhesives. They can train troll snot. Just remember
That's the
that.
6th sheet. I think there's only one missing now. Jelly glowfish usually only survive a few years if nobody looks after them. Perhaps the books fed them so they wouldn't have to live here in total darkness. Wouldn't that be terrible? To be locked in a library and not have enough light to read all the wonderful books around you. If I could repair the book, that might... I would have to sew the... I would have...
Okay, so we need to use something on this. And,
Just one sheet missing. Once I have that, I can fix the poor book in the library, and hopefully the other books will accept me as a friend. Individual sheets aren't going to get me far here. I have to use a needle.
but I still need to find one
I
more
could sew
sheet.
the pages into...
Okay, I need to find one more sheet. I need to find one more sheet.
Empty. Everything that might once have been in there seems to be spread across the desk. If it weren't so scary here, the library could be a really nice place. I think it once was. You don't see doilies anywhere else in the school.
Doily. I have a doily. Doily.
The books have all retreated to the shelves. I don't know which ones attacked me. Listen, I won't hurt you. I've been looking for you. You and the library should come back to the school.
Make it go away.
It scares us.
But I won't hurt you. How can I prove that?
Go away. Go away.
I need wood for a fireplace, and instead of burning books or a shelf, I'd rather have something that no one seems to use.
Oh. I see. I do need to make a fire. I was gonna say, how do I get back? I'm pretty sure I need to make...
It would be better if the headmaster never finds out about this. Ignifaxius ignis ferro. I'm slowly getting the hang of this.
What? It summoned the Red Devourer!
That was the last of the fireplace travel powder, but I think it was enough.
I only took like a few bits of it. Apparently, he said he had about 100 doses, and I guess I took 2. All right. Well, he probably won't miss that.
It's almost as if this room was hiding from the world.
Automation, fairy, open spell. Oh. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. No. Okay. Whatever. We can't do anything with this now, I don't think. We can get back.
I thought there weren't very many books in this school, depending on what...
Okay, that's it for that.
This wall, this arch...
Okay. Alright. Let's go. I guess we'll go back. Claire says hi. Claire's back. Claire came back too. Alright, we need troll snot. Let's be assertive to the troll.
Oh, hello.
Why have you always got to be in my face?
Headmaster Block has ordered you to give me some of the cleaning supplies.
Right.
So, you're doing it?
Of course.
Then give them to me.
Oh, sure.
You're making fun of me, right?
No.
No matter what I do, you're not going to give me anything to use to tidy up, right?
Course I will.
I'm going to get a broom myself. I have to go.
Alright, let's give him the doily.
Look here, isn't it pretty?
Ugly.
That's not true. Got it from my grandmother. It's an heirloom. And, wow, it means a lot to me.
Thank you for showing it to me.
Ha ha! I tricked you. I wanted your snot in the cloth.
Oh, wow. You're so great. Snot. Nutjel.
I tricked you. I fooled you. I fooled you. I fooled you. All right. What's next? So we did that. We gotta stop. We need to find the last piece of paper. We need to find the last sheet of paper. I don't know where it is. We haven't opened spell. Oh, that probably allows us to open the cabinet. The open spell. It lets us open the cabinet. That's what the open spell does. Hey, Claire.
I don't think that'll work. The spell opens loops, straps, hooks, and eyes. Things like that. But I can try. As I suspected, there's another spell to open locks.
What are you doing, Claire? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? No, you don't want to be up there. You're gonna hit buttons that I don't want you to hit.
Should I? A force. The spell worked excellently. I think I've summoned enough. The display case can't.
Alright. Okay, we can now go between the library and here. We're looking for one more page. I'm guessing it's in there. I'm guessing it's in the filing cabinet. But I don't really want to search all of these, so... Will there be any hint in the names? Not really. And there's no U disease. I think we need to figure out how to get into the display case. I think I've tried everything on it, haven't I?
The moment I have no questions.
Put the lock on.
I don't think that'll work. The spell, I could try.
I've already tried it, and it didn't work.
As I suspected.
Okay. Alright.
I don't have...
Oh, there was that thing that would smoke up the room. Maybe we can light that on fire for no good reason. Nope, that doesn't work. I don't think we can do anything.
I just wish I...
Alright. So, nothing in here. This room is pretty much a bust now. There's nothing in here. Nothing in the bedroom. So the only places we can do stuff is... maybe... oh, we can probably use fire on the cobwebs.
Theoretically, that could work. But in reality, I'd probably burn the whole place down. The moment I have no questions.
Maybe we should just go back to the library. with the snot in hand. And see if that'll help us. Man, I wish it would move fast. All right. Our only other option is looking at the desk, and the only option here is the book. Whoops! I keep pushing that on accident.
I have the troll snot, which is supposed to stick better than any glue. But I can't glue the pages in individually. First of all, I have to use a needle and a thread to sew all the missing pages together into a quire.
Okay, so I need the last page. It's got to be in here, or the cabinet. It's got to either be in here or the cabinet. If it's in the cabinet, we have to find a way to unlock it.
Did you make the library disappear? Do you know how to make it reappear?
It should leave us alone.
Maybe we can help each other. One hand washes the other.
It wants to wash us, so the last bit of ink will blur.
Oh!
No, talking isn't helping here. I just have to prove to them I'm their friend. Maybe they know how to make a library whatever.
Alright, so I can't talk to them. I can't get anything from them. I can look at this wall. I can't do anything to the wall.
It's almost as if this room...
I can't do anything to the wall. I've tried all of my inventory items on the wall and nothing seems to happen. So...
the moment I have no...
the solution must be somewhere else.
Better to use the glue with the spine. Otherwise I'd make a I could sew the pages into a quire later.
I need one more page. Okay, let's just make sure that this screen doesn't scroll. Okay, it doesn't. I don't know where it is. I think it's in here. Which means we have to figure out a way to open it. Maybe he knows about the key. Or maybe we can just tell him the troll will not give us cleaning supplies.
Excuse me, headmaster.
Yeah.
So,
Nope.
Be my guest.
Well.
Unfortunately I can't up. The moment I have no question.
Alright. Well. It's got to be either here or in the other room or in the library. I'm pretty sure we've exhausted the library, and I'm pretty sure we exhausted the other room except for the filing cabinet. The filing cabinet could be where it's at, but how would we know what to look at? We can't talk to the troll. Anybody have ideas? 'Cause I've got none. I'm like out of ideas now. Wait.
A fairy spell summoned the kobolds, but it doesn't say how to send them back. And why did kobolds appear when I summoned fairies?
Get a hint. It's not a bad idea. Honestly. What happens to the kobold when we do this? They just fly around and don't want to go outside. Why does he put the mop in his mouth? God, I got nothing. Let's see if the screen scrolls, and maybe I missed that. No, the screen does not scroll. Okay, I think it's somehow got it. There's got to be something to do with these levers. That's the only thing I can think of. Let's move these levers and see if anything changes when we only have one down. Let's watch the kobold. He's in front of the window now.
Bye.
Well, that worked. We got rid of that kobold.
That's it. I locked him out.
I got an achievement. Yay, we did a task. Good for us. That didn't help us with the page though. Do we report that we did it?
Excuse me, head.
Yep. Yes.
All kobolds have been driven off, as far as I can tell.
Good job then. How did the vermin actually get in here?
Maybe they're in town on business and got lost?
Some joker must have summoned them. Or the Arch-mage. Probably wants me to look bad in my new job. Luckily, I was able to contain the kobold plague.
Well, actually, it was me.
Certainly. But who ordered you to do it?
I was in the library. It's fine, more or less.
Really? Where is it?
Well, it's not easy to get into. You just need a little bit of magic.
Unfortunately, that is unacceptable. The library is a room like every other room in this building, and it has to live with the fact that staff and students may want to enter it in the conventional manner. Through the door.
But how?
I do not care how. Get the room back, Professor. And then I can finally return this loose page to where it belongs.
Ah! He's got the loose page.
What I wanted to... That note you have there, it looks like a page from a book.
Yes, indeed. It's an incomplete travelogue. The traveler, apparently a researcher, speaks of a country called Laputa. The arts, sciences, languages, and crafts are revolutionary. Very exciting concepts, but unfortunately, the book is incomplete.
If you give me the page, I might be able to find the rest of the book for you.
Thank you. I'd like the whole story. I'm sure the tale will end well and will serve as a role model for us.
Yes.
Yeah, take it.
Ta.
There we go. We got it. We got all the pages.
So, I'll get back.
You do that. After all, you have already accomplished something.
I didn't think he'd have it, but hey, I'm glad we reported our success back. Back to the library. Back to the library. I honestly thought it was going to be in the file cabinet. That's where I thought it was going to be. But it wasn't, so I'm happy about that. All right, now we can sew the pages together.
All right, now I'll sew the 7 together. Done! A beautiful new choir for a book.
All right, now we look at the desk. We put the troll snot on the spine.
All right, I'll smear a little troll snot along the spine. Ugh.
Gross.
And then I'll carefully glue the choir in. Done! As good as new. I attempted to rise, but was not able to stir. For, as I happened to lie on my back, I found my arms and legs were strongly fastened on each side to the ground. The same was the case with my very long and thick hair. I likewise felt several slender ligatures across my body, from my armpits to my thighs. I could only look upwards. The sun began to grow hot, and the light offended my eyes.
You can read me?
Yeah. Hello? Hello? Game? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm worried. The game just broke. He said, oh, you can read me, and now I'm just standing there like a nerd. Nerd! Dang it. Stop being a nerd. This game is jank. This game's jank. Oh no. I think the game's broke. Well, that's a glitch. That's one glitch, right? One glitch for the record. I think we're gonna have to add a glitch here. I don't think we can do anything. It's got the fast forward symbol, but it's not letting us do anything. No. No. No.
Boo earns. Boo earns.
Alright. I guess we'll load. Autosave. That's the only thing we can do is load the autosave. And add a glitch to the counter. Do I have the last page? Let's find out.
All right, now up.
Yep, I do.
Done.
Hopefully it's not a continuous glitch. Hopefully it just glitched once and we won't have to deal with it again. Maybe it's because our inventory was open. We're gonna, in fact, I want to stop the timer and get back to that point. Glitches shouldn't add.
All right, I'll smear a little troll snot
there we
along the
go.
spine.
I close the inventory. Maybe that'll help.
And then I'll carefully glue the choir in.
Choir. What's
Done.
that? Never heard
Good as
that
new.
word before.
I attempted to rise, but was not able to stir. For, as I happened to lie on my back, I found my arms and legs were strongly fastened on each side to the ground. The same was the case with my very long and thick hair. I likewise felt several slender ligatures across my body, from my armpits to my thighs. I could only look upwards. The sun began to grow hot, and the light offended my eyes.
It's Gulliver's Travels, isn't it?
You can read me?
Well, of course. You are actually one of my favorite books.
Read on.
You mean you can...
Books cannot read. We have to be read. When no one reads us, our stories fade and we forget who we are.
Oh, that is so sad. I would love to help you all, but I've so much to do and I can't possibly read you all.
Reading books is ancient magic. You can travel to foreign places, the past and the future.
What does that mean?
There's always time for a good book.
Well, okay then. Who wants to go first?
Me, pick me.
It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom, it was the age of foolishness. That was great! I'm going to repeat that as soon as possible.
Hey, we fixed the library.
Well, how did I do? And how long was I gone?
Not long enough.
Library's been fixed. And the glitch was not that bad. I think it's either because our inventory was open, or we were just in the wrong place.
Excuse me, Headmaster.
Yeah. Yes.
The library's back, and the entrance can be found, funnily enough, in the entrance hall.
Understood.
That was a job pretty well done, right?
Do you want praise every time you are successful in doing something for which you are paid?
Yes, please.
No.
You asked the question.
So, I'll get back to work then.
You are doing amazingly well.
I forget what it was. We'd have to go back and look at the VOD. It wasn't today. It was last time. I think it was definitely in the garden. I think it was in the garden. The garden had something that was like, what? Alright, we have one more task, which is to clean up. See if we can talk to the troll again. No? Okay, let's go back in the library then.
Wow!
Oh!
It looks like this library has finally returned to life.
We broke the fireplace, though! It's not green anymore.
What is this? Laws of Aventasia. Hello? Are you alive? You're not going to bite my finger off if I open you, right? In Bracken, men are forbidden by law from giving their wives a nasty look on Sundays. In Belzane, women are forbidden to wear fake moustaches if said wearing could incite temple visitors to laughter. Strange laws. What else have our legislators come up with? In Shindula, men and women over 18 years are prohibited by law from opening their mouths while smiling if doing so would reveal more than one missing tooth. Oh, come on. No one could really come up with this stuff. These are the silliest laws I've ever heard of. In Seastone, public employees under 1.5 meters in height are not allowed to work at heights of more than 3 meters. I take it all back. This book is coming with me.
Ooh, we have a loophole. We have a bureaucratic loophole. Oh, rotten books. Oh, poor books.
Oh, what happened to these books?
A sad story. Their fate was sealed by the leaky roof.
Well, maybe I can fix them.
It's too late for that.
Correct. That's why we should help them before they're destroyed.
Oh, no. Not this again.
We've already been through all this. The book friend hasn't got time for silliness.
Time is irrelevant.
Of course I have time for silliness.
You are irrelevant.
The books are ruined, and there's nothing we can do to change that.
Tell me about this silliness. I'm interested.
Hello?
Wilbur, I've been waiting for you for a long time.
You've been waiting for me?
Of course, for many years, since way back then.
But I don't think I've ever seen you before.
You didn't. Of course you have. Many years in the past. It just hasn't happened yet.
What?
Who are you?
Call me Emmett. Emmett, the Book of Time Travel.
Alternatively, Emmett, the Scatterbrain.
I know everything there is to know about time travel.
Captain Nate travelled back in time. He had an amulet from the Arch-mage.
But our bewildered friend here thinks you can just zip around the time stream without the use of any magic at all.
Just into the past. The future isn't written yet. Have you never heard of the word paradox, eh?
If it were possible, we could save those poor books from being soaked through. And how exactly does this all work? Time travel without magic, I mean.
Why, how all journeys with books work. You read about a time, imagine it, and then, great Scott, you're there.
Hey presto, tra-la-la.
Great Scott,
It's
you're
that
there.
Precisely. If it didn't work, I wouldn't be telling you about it.
It can't hurt to try. Send me to the past.
Are you absolutely certain? The past is a strange place.
Tell me about it.
Well, listen. And the world was the same, and yet different.
What is this?
Oh my god. Oh my god. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. 8-bit world. Look at this. Listen to that music.
The books are still rotten. I mean, already rotten. I haven't gone back far enough. No sign of whoever was supposed to repair the roof. The water is just going to drip through come the next storm. Not that it'd make any difference for those books now. Hello? Can you still talk?
What do you mean, still?
We've always been able to speak. We are living books. And you are?
Wilbur, from the future.
Naturally.
Apart from everything looking so strange, not much has changed in the library. Just a few more books and a little less dust, that's all. Apart from everything, just a few... There's no trace of the librarian at this point in time either. I'd love to see what the rest of the school looks like right now. But I'm just here to save the books, and there are more than enough things that need doing back in my time. Tell me, why does everything suddenly look so strange in here?
Strange? What do you mean, strange?
It's never looked any different.
But it did. In my time, it was all much sharper and somehow more detailed.
Oh, so things look sharper in the future.
Yes, it feels a little harder to move about too.
Have you suffered a knock to the head recently, my young friend? Perhaps you should consult a medicus.
Those books in the corner there, how How long have they been like that?
A tragic story. A few years ago, somebody was supposed to repair a hole in the roof, but they forgot.
That's why I'm here. I just don't think I've traveled back far enough.
You don't say.
A book about time travel sent me here. Where is it?
He never shut his flap about his crazy theories, so we took care of it.
I'm just gonna take a little look around here.
Please yourself.
It's in the pile.
Burying a book underneath its peers. How could you?
I knew that's what it
What the others did
was.
to you wasn't very nice.
Books are very stubborn. Once you've written something in them, it's very difficult to change their mind.
It actually worked! I'm really here!
That can't be disputed, but what worked?
Time travel, whatnot. You sent me back to this point in time.
It worked? Great Scott! It worked! I always knew it would!
Send me a few more years into the past. Please.
How do I do that?
Well, you tell me about the past, and I imagine exactly what it was like.
I see. All right, then. A few years ago, things were very different around here.
Oh my god. There's no dialogue. Hello? It's the library. Why are you shouting like that? But it's just that. I can't hear myself. What do you mean? You can't hear yourself? The words I'm saying. We're talking nonsense. If you were mute, how could you talk to each other? I don't know. Now we're in EGA world. A toolbox. Finally, a trace of our unreliable workman. Locked. Oh, we got the open spell, but that doesn't work on locks. You know, why wouldn't we be intact? Because of the hole in the ceiling. The rain will fall through you and will get you wet. Oh, someone will take care of that. I've come from the future, and let me tell you, you're in terrible danger. Huh, you youngsters always have to be so overdramatic, but we've hardly been lying here a few years, and now you want us to move elsewhere? Strength is born of calmness. But the roof, the hole, gah! If you'd only move just to a side, you'd stay intact. We're too old to move. Anyway, this is our rightful spot. Not that important. This place is exactly the right distance from the fireplace. In summer, 2 airstreams meet here from there and there, and we have the whole room to view without having to turn. We're staying right here. It's our spot. Where's the workman who's supposed to fix the roof? Oh, he's just gone to fetch something. I'm pretty certain he's not coming back. Why? In spring. It will only be 5 years since he disappeared. Sometime in the next 20 years, someone will take the ladder and the tools away, but by then you'll already have been ruined. Now listen here, it's not the kind of thing you say to old books, and we're probably got a good century or two ahead of us. I'll be right back. We'll be here. Yes, that's exactly the problem. Alright, can we climb the ladder? Ladder leads up to the gallery. From here you can probably reach the roof. Without tar paper or something like that, there's no way I can fix the roof. Okay. The further you travel past, the more Spartan everything seems to be. Back then, or now, back in this day, there were only a handful of colors. Crazy. What would happen if I kept going further back in time? Would I eventually just dissolve? There you are. I could have warned me that you can't hear yourself talking this time. It's quite irritating. Do I know you? You're the time travel book, aren't you? I know you from the future. You're a book about time travel. Time travel sounds quite crazy. Yes, but it works, at least in this room. You sent me here. Me, you time travel? You're the only book that knows anything about it. However, that does cause a few problems. Yeah, but time travel, I'll learn everything about it. The words will fly off my pages and everyone will want to read me because I hold the secret to time travel. Hooray! But wait. Now, how did I get him? Okay, well. I guess we have to... Whoops. I guess we have to, like, do something. The only spots we can click on are these three, so... We either have to convince the books to move, or... Do you perhaps know anything about time travel? Yes, but I'd really like to go back to my own time. Us too, everything was better in the past. Look at all this newfangled gadgetry. All that youth is interested in colorful pictures, and then there's that dreadful music everywhere you go. Could you tell me more about back then? Of course. Everything was wonderful. Oh, God. You're in a brightly lit library. A fat man in dungarees is sleeping in front of the blazing fireplace. The distinct odor of alcohol hangs heavily in the air. Look at the workman. A snoring man with stubble on his chin wearing dirty dungarees with some empty wine bottles beside him. There's a strap with a key on it hanging around his neck. Take the key. You try to undo the knot in the leather strap, but it's too tight to loosen. You can't untie the knot. And I can't pull the strap off his head. Oh, use. The flap opening spell with the leather cord. You take out your wand and perform some impressive magic. The knot in the leather strap around the drunken man's neck comes undone. The key slips from the strap and sits invitingly on top of the man's fat belly. Take the key. You take the key from the man's fat belly and hold it in the air, triumphantly. The wine bottles are empty. You don't need empty bottles. Then again, you don't exactly need full ones either. Take the library. You can't take that. Okay. You look at the old books. They are lying in their place, just like they were in the other time. As might be expected, they're safe and sound and haven't moved an inch. Talk to the old books. Hello! Who are you? The workman's assistant? You could say that. How long has the workman lying here drunk? He brought on the roll of rolling paper today. Good man. But at least it does get done. Ha, the workman knows you get better results in the end if you're calm. And did it always look like this? Who else should it look like? Well, more colorful and more to see, less to read. Why should you want to see things rather than read about them? How are you supposed to see the sweet scent of jasmine on a spring morning? Or see that I don't trust you because you're wearing the same kind of hat as a teacher who dropped me some years ago? There's no sensible reason why one should go without all this. I have to travel to the future. Why would you want to go there? No time to explain. Listen up. Oh, now I have the key. I have the key. Alright. Key. Unbox. Lots of tools. Only need the hammer, though. Really? Without tar paper or something like that, there's no way I can fix the roof. How would I get tar paper? Alright. We're going back in time again. No ladder, no toolbox, but there is a roll of tar paper. Okay, take the roofing paper. There we go. You add it to your immeasurable inventory. Okay, now we talk to the old books again. Alright, we're back. Now we can go up the ladder, right? What? Do I need nails now? What do I need now? Is there anything else here? I didn't travel all the way back here just to burn the old books. Okay, that's I think all we can do. So everything we need we have. Okay. Let's talk to myself. Alright, I think that's all we can do. Alright, we're back. But we don't have anything to... I don't think we have anything to attach the I feel like there should be stuff in the box, but there's not. Maybe we have to go to the future and find something to bring back to the past. Maybe that's the trick.
Here's a few broadhead nails. Maybe for nailing books with wooden covers.
There we go.
I'll take a few.
I don't think those were there before.
Hi.
How can I help you?
Send me a few more years into the past.
All right, then.
Alright, there we go. Now we can do this. Right? We got everything we need. Alright, then. Later. That's it. The hole is patched, and the books are saved. Great. Did you mean this sarcastically? It's always hard to tell when you can't hear voices. No, really. I saved your lives, and you shouldn't be making fun of me. And I said that indignantly. You're a hero. Alright. Good deeds should be thanked enough. Well, still, I have a little recognition would be nice. Hey, you books. Hear ye my report of time that is still to come. I don't like science fiction. It's an additional dimension there. We call it the third dimension.
What's this? Dear Wilbur. Hey, a message from the time travel book. Shortly after you traveled back to your time, I left the library. There is a lot out there to discover. Time travel must be possible, even without magic and outside of a magical library. Don't you agree? I want to thank you for everything, book friend, for saving those curmudgeonly old books. Above all, for giving me a topic, nay, even more, a passion. Take this gift as thanks. May it always keep your clever head dry. Wow! What a stylish hat!
We got a stylish hat! Look at that!
The paper hat of the book friend. I hope no books were harmed in the making of it.
Look at that stylish ass hat.
Old but not rotten. I wonder if they can remember that I saved them. They don't know that they would have rotted without my help. For them, it never happened. A great team. I didn't read all of the books. Once I got started, many of the books remembered their texts. It was as if they were awakening from a long sleep. I only had to read a few sentences, and they were able to remember who they were again. The text came back, black as coal and crisp, and they began to quote from their contents. All at once. It was fantastic.
Alright. Let's get the heck out of here.